Okay, so here I have the HTML document for my guessing game. And up here we set up some simple stuff like including our style sheet. Then we have a header with the name of the assignment and my name and the class name. Then we tell the user that a number has been generated. And then here we give them a form to enter their guess. It's limited to a number between 1 and 100 right from the input element. And we also have a paragraph element, which is where I will display the feedback to whatever they enter. Um, and so then we go over here to our actual JavaScript, and we have a variable for the random number, which calculates between 1 and 100, then rounds it down to the nearest whole number. Then we have a guess count, and then this is a little debugging thing just to make sure we get a valid random number. Then we have an event listener for when they click the submit button. Then we grab our message element so that we can put content in it later. And then we also grab the number that they entered, and then we increment their guess count because they just entered a guess. Then we check to see which of the categories it falls into. If it's too low, we print a according message. Same thing for too high. And then if it's right on, we print out the number and then how many guesses it took them. And then the only bit of styling I did here was that the message feedback is red. In our HTML document for our tic-tac-toe game, we have most of the same stuff up here, just a small change for the name of the project. Then we have a div container for where our board will be. And then we have a form for them to enter the row, column, and then hit submit. These are also limited so that they fall within the range and they have to be a number. Then for the actual script, we have our player icon starting with X. Then we have the move counter, and then we have an empty board. Then we go to display the board by getting the div container element, emptying it, and then using a for loop to go through and grab the proper index from our board array, and then basically print it out as a cell in our div container. Then down here, we have a listener to see when they submit the button to enter their row and column. And then when we do that, we grab the row and column from these values here and then use our process move function to actually perform the action of moving. So we have a little if statement here to make sure that the spot they want to go to is empty. Then if it passes that, we set their entered row and column -1 to their player icon, because the way I want them to enter is from 1, 2, 3, not 0, 1, 2. So we have to do that little calculation. Then we display the new board, and then we do a check winner, which is a function down here that just, makes sure that we don't have anyone winning a game either like horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And then it'll return true if someone did win or false if no one won. So we do that little check, then we check to see if it's true, and if it was, then we print out, oh, this player won, we clear the board, and then we redisplay. But if not, and the move count was 9 or above, so the whole board is filled out, we say it's a draw, and if nothing, then we toggle the player to be the opposite of what it is now, essentially. And then all the way up at the top here, if it's not an empty space, then it is not a valid move. So we have to do that. And then our final function is clear board, which just resets all the spaces to blank. And then at the bottom for our initial display board, we just call that function. So there it is. And then actually there's one more bit, the style sheet. That just handles how we format the cell and its width and height, stuff like that. But that's about it.